Welcome everybody to the podcast Who Runs the NFC East. We're four co-hosts who have gone back and forth in competitive trash talk for over 25 years with our fellow co-hosts Peasy, Head the Flash, Tracy Monroe, Stanley Autry, our mainstay and always pleasant guest representing the Eagles. We also have Lady Hayes representing the Eagles as well. And always we appreciate the bro, Nate, Dr. B, representing the Giants.
With the
So we have some
dub.
interesting
With the dub.
conversations coming in.
He's representing Hampton University, our home by the sea today.
What this week has been a very strange week for some, and a very pleasant one for others, especially for the Commanders and the Eagles. Too bad Cowboys is out of here.
Yeah.
Even the Giants won yesterday.
Yeah.
Out of here.
They played spoiler.
I think everybody won in the NFC East except for
They
the
did,
Cowboys.
Except for the Cowboys.
Except for the
You'll be
Cowboys.
joining us soon. Clap, 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 clap.
No matter about joining you soon, you're not joining you now.
Yeah, that is true.
You get the first ticket to, well, no, actually not the first. You get the second ticket.
Yeah. 9
We'll
losses,
leave light on
9
yeah,
losses
Motel 6,
guarantees
we'll
a
leave light
losing
on for
season.
you.
So, you can build off of that.
True.
When I
True.
saw the Giants won last night, I was like,
Y'all just gonna keep bringing it up, huh?
Yeah.
Y'all just gonna keep on bringing it up. You act like that's a bet.
it's a must at this point.
It just dropped that low.
There were ramifications in my household due to y'all winning. I just want you to know. So,
Ramifications, what type? What does that mean to the
well,
audience?
my significant other is an Indianapolis Colts fan, and they needed that win to stay in playoff contention, and the Giants knocked them out.
How you knock somebody out and yourself at the same time? That's like a
Well, you was already knocked out.
When both people get knocked out, man. It's like
Nah,
a
you just messed up that
he
draft
wanted
pick.
that draft pick.
You're right, exactly. Because they were one. They were number one. They went from 1 to 5 real quick.
Real fast.
1 to 5. Like, I don't win or score as much as they were trying to or doing whatever. Like, whoever was in charge.
Was it Lovey? Lovey Smith was in there somewhere?
What'd you say,
Lovey Smith? I said, was Lovey Smith in the front office somewhere?
I'm sitting here watching that game, man. Me and my dad so mad, man, watching that game. And I told y'all I don't even like watching NFL football, and this is why. Every time I try, I get so disappointed.
Man, because I appreciate you showing up, because this right here this is a very heartbreaking season for you just in general, all over the board.
I think we all appreciate him showing up tonight.
Oh man, you know what I mean? Give you straight kudos for that, because since you're here, we might as well just ask some questions for you.
This is the time. Eli Manning get
you stay up late for this.
This is the Ask the Giants fan segment of the show.
What you say, Nate?
And look, and then the cherry on top, man. I stay up and I know somebody gonna bring up Eli Manning getting nominated to go to the Hall. It's just been a terrible week for me.
I was gonna bring it up. Yes, he did. They said it today.
Crazy.
This is a complete catastrophe, man.
And he gonna get in first ballot. You know he is. He don't deserve it.
We've been having arguments, man. Me and some of my homeboys been having arguments about this. Other than his 2 Super Bowls, what has he done?
Nothing.
He didn't even got MVP for those Super Bowls. He's terrible.
That's all it takes.
He's terrible.
That's all it takes when your last name Manning.
Yeah, that's got to be the last name, brother. That's got to be.
I mean, he was in New York.
About the same amount of interceptions as touchdowns.
He was in New York. You can win in New York. That's a big deal.
Did Darren Woodson get the Hall of Fame?
He got. I know he was nominated.
Who?
He said
Woodson played
Darren
safety
Woodson.
for the Cowboys.
Darren Woodson,
I mean, I know who he is, but
safety from the
okay.
Cowboys.
It's like, why? What? Because he
If
had
you
a
look at
pick in the
everybody
Super
on
Bowl
that,
or something?
everybody on that
Of
list,
course.
man, they were like impact players throughout their whole entire career, except for
Hey, 2 Super
Good old
Bowls.
Eli.
Those
The
are
Book of Eli.
impactful.
This is the Book of Eli.
bro.
2
I literally,
impactful Super
Well, he
Bowls.
has a
man,
famous brother and dad.
I literally searched every like stat line he had. I couldn't find one thing that jumped off the page except his interceptions, man.
He
Every
had a
Mm.
lot
year,
of them.
He did.
every single year, man. Like
I mean, it got so bad that when we would watch their games, we'd be like, okay, and an interception, and it would happen right, just like that.
It was like clockwork.
Yeah, it would be like clockwork.
I don't
I can
know,
only
man.
name one other
So-
quarterback that won 2 Super Bowls that probably. Well, I don't even know. I can't even say Roethlisberger. He might even have a better case of getting it. I don't know.
Roethlisberger is way better. Light years better than
He was better than
The
Yeah,
numbers
Eli.
aren't
That
that
I can
great.
agree.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the heart and soul. He was the heart and soul of his team, though. You can't
I
say Eli was
understand
the
what
heart
you're
and soul
saying.
of the Giants.
Heck no. I
Well,
loved playing the
speaking
Giants when he was there.
of the heart and souls of the Giants, Mr. Saquon broke the two. You know what I mean? It's Mr.
Nah, hey, look, hold on. Hey, Sham, hey, you and Lady Hayes, I told y'all when I first met y'all, right? I said I hope Saquon rushed for 5,000 yards. I'm slightly disappointed, man. He like 2,000 yards short. But
Mm.
hey, look, I told y'all he was gonna kill the league. I
Yeah.
said it. Did I
Yeah.
not? I called it. I was like, yo, he gonna destroy the league. Watch him, mark my
You
words.
said, I remember the first time I was on here with you, you did say that.
Tecmo Bowl numbers.
I
And
love
so
when people say to me, y'all only good because of Saquon. And I'm like, and your point?
like, thank you.
Is that a
It's
diss?
like, I appreciate it, you know.
How's that a diss?
We've been underdogs. It's okay.
So giving him his kudos for the breaking the 2,000 barrier, the 9th running back in the league history to ever do it. He technically only has like 100 and some change yards to actually break.
101.
Just 101. That's just easy
Mhm.
enough. Yeah, that's easy enough.
I figured he could have done that in the last 10 minutes of the Cowboys game,
And
but
he
they took
could.
him
He
out.
could.
And I was telling Sham, I wish he did so I could respect
Yeah.
it more because it'd be within the 16 games and not 17, even though he's getting there with less
Mhm.
carries.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. And what's the name? Mr. Derrick Henry, which is crazy. He has 1,700, but he has like 50
He's
less
slowed
carries.
down.
He has like 50 less carries, and that's like. But if you put 50 more on top of that 17, where would he be? Where would you think he would be at right now? It would be 2 backs with 2,000 yards in the same season,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
don't think that's ever happened.
I love the fact that they destroying
Mhm.
that stupid narrative that running backs weren't important.
Yeah.
True.
they still
That's
not
def-
going to pay him though.
I don't understand how that was ever a narrative.
They changed it
Exactly.
to the passing rules.
Because they changed
It was
What?
it was the same.
Any idea what?
It was the same
That West
narrative
Coast
that
offense.
the Giants GM used when he decided to get rid of Saquon and publicly allowed himself to be recorded and say, "This is the quarterback's time. He's getting paid
Mhm.
$40 million not to hand the ball off to a $12 million running back." This
That
is
didn't
the
age well at all.
quarterback
Viva la hard
time.
knocks.
Yeah,
Yeah, that didn't age well
Yeah.
at all.
and that guy's no longer a Giant,
Mm-mm.
They go, wah, wah, wah.
but he still has his job. He's not fired yet. Go figure.
Yeah, that's true.
That is
So,
true.
with that being said, we can just get into how the games went along. We will start with how Philly and their game went. I'm
It
guessing
went
'cause they
well.
it went very well.
Very, very well.
But so it was interesting that you guys are down to your third
Very
string
interesting.
quarterback now.
Third
Very
string
interesting.
quarterback.
So yeah, down to the
And-
third.
Fun
And-
fact,
Okay.
he is the first ever player to debut and have 2 touchdown passes in less than 5 attempts.
Two.
True. Yeah.
Since
All I will
1936.
say is there's no quarterback controversy, so stop it.
No, we're talking about the
Listen.
defense right now.
In Rush, he
Mm.
believes. He believed in Rush
talking about your
last. What
defense.
was the word?
And
Yeah.
Rush, we trust.
In Rush, we trust. That's what he said.
That's what they said.
You still
Rush will
Hey,
trusting?
beat you
man.
if we
Shout
can't
out
go
to
without
Tatum McKee.
scoring. That's
What a debut,
and
sir.
I mean,
That was crazy.
both backup quarterbacks had great scoring days on the Cowbells. You know, it was a good showing, Philly.
So
What's
so what?
weird is
Go ahead.
what's weird is with the quarterback with. Okay, well I'll go ahead and say until they came in the game, I did not know who the backup was. Okay, but anyway, either here or there.
She said, "I don't read the depth chart."
I just had a right.
It's going too far. It's too far down.
When Pickett was in, it was almost too good to be true, and I had a good feeling we was gonna need the third one, and sure enough, we
And
needed him.
what did Pickett go out with?
Rib.
He had a rib
cage.
injury.
He was already playing with a broken rib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was roughing it.
And then your guy, who was that? Parsons?
Michael Parsons. Who had some dumb stuff to say after the game. Talking about we made them earn it. Shut up, Gerald. Go somewhere.
They played horrible. They're like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Peasy. The way y'all played is how we felt like we played for years. Like the ball just did not go your way at all, and it was just it was like y'all was fumbles, interceptions, everything. It was horrible. I loved it. But yeah,
C.J. Gardner-Johnson that I loved during our Super Bowl year 2 years ago showed up yesterday.
He got 2 picks and a touchdown. I guess that
pick 6, first play.
Cooper threw that touchdown
all day long.
Well, I won't say first play, first drive. He got a pick 6.
So with the injury toll that you guys have been going through right now, so how do you fare going into the playoffs? Like, who will be ready? Who will be leading you guys to first round outage or continuing?
What do you mean injury toll? We're down a linebacker.
I think he's talking about your quarterback.
Your quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's in a concussion protocol. Like, y'all act like he broke a finger or a leg.
Right, the thing about it is, like, but we don't know when he's going to return, so that's what I was asking.
We know.
I mean,
they keep that under wraps.
We won a Super Bowl with a backup, so whatever.
We definitely know when he's going to return. Concussion or no concussion, I bet you he played his playoff game. I bet you that much. It's enough in the first round.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that would be interesting.
You want to see Mr. Miyagi heal a concussion? Yeah.
Nick Foles rules. Nick Foles rules.
Injection in his forehead.
Yeah, he's gonna be okay for the first round for sure. But
convinced he couldn't have played yesterday.
I'm not either.
I agree.
I think they just was like, nah, we good.
They're already in the playoffs. Just gonna let them sit for a little while.
Yeah, they pulled a Belichick.
Yeah, they knew they was playing the Cowboys, and I mean after the game, what we say, Sham? Y'all outscored the Cowboys 75-13. Was
71-13.
71-13 this season.
That's crazy.
First sweep since 2011.
Unlike the Giants.
Yeah.
Who want to be?
That's wild.
Who want to play like they're in the Super Bowl?
Hopefully the rebuilding will start and we will have a better team.
You're paying too much money to rebuild.
Yeah.
Unless you get rid of those that you paid.
We'll manage something. He'll pull something out of his.
Who did they pay besides Dak?
What'd you say,
CD.
They played Dak. So who did they pay besides Dak? They paid CD this year too?
Yeah.
I thought that was last year.
No.
Oh yeah.
And they about to pay their defensive end.
And
Micah.
And they
probably should pay him.
Yeah, and they already paid their DB the year before. So they're a little strapped for money right now.
Oh, the other Diggs?
Yeah, that's why they couldn't afford Derrick Henry for $6 million.
Oh, let TV sell it. They gonna pull some money from somewhere and pay everybody.
We had that conversation last week.
That's why Takaris is not on the call for everyone. He was too embarrassed to show up.
He's just
too embarrassed.
He couldn't take it.
We told him,
nap right now.
Yeah, we told them if they lose, Sham said, I challenge you to be quiet on the next call. On the next time.
And she said the only way you're gonna be quiet is
if
not be
don't show
not
up.
Here.
I'm trying to take up for you, TB.
You know what?
I forgot she did say that.
And look, you know what? And unfortunately, Sham is not a boy, but she gets that boy is good award this week.
Yeah.
She hit the nail on the head.
That was good.
That boy good, which is wild. But yeah, a spade is a spade. You called it.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Stan, the man, going into this Atlanta week game, which was going back and forth, it was crazy. We almost took that L with the field goal that was short. We going into depending on how we beat what you call them, the Cowbells.
Yeah, the Cowboys, holiday season.
Oh yeah, for sure. Makes sense.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Commodore.
So we probably will be going to, as you say, LA. So how do you think we are? How did you think the game went as far as players? What we going to do going forward?
As far as how we played against the Falcons, being that I live in Atlanta, it's good to see them play competitive. I was disappointed in my birth city not playing to their full potential the whole game. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, they fortunately pulled it out. But those penalties are going to have to go away. I don't know if the league still do discipline in practice anymore since everybody gets paid what they get paid these days. These guys got to get some discipline because there's so many holding calls. They want bad calls. When you look at the replay, the ref is calling it accurately. So they just got to clean that up. And you already know how I feel about the defense.
For sure.
I definitely feel like the defense just don't have any nasty. What we need, Lady Hayes, what is it? Big face, big body.
Big face, big body, big nasty.
Big
Come on,
nasty.
Sam.
Slow
Big
down.
body, big nasty.
This is
For sure.
We
Not a
we
big
don't
face,
have
big.
any of those on defense, and we need it because there's no attitude on that side of the ball. So to go into the playoffs, you're going to need it. And if they don't develop it, and they got a short time to do it, they may have a short playoff stint. But at the end of the day, I think LA will be their best matchup versus having to go back to Philly and try to beat a healthier Philly team in Philly.
hopefully Cup will have the game of his season. Hopefully Cup will have the game of his season.
I mean, their offensive wide receivers and quarterback definitely will have opportunities against the defensive backfield of the Washington Commanders. 100%, especially if Marshawn Lattimore don't play. And the way his hamstring been going, he probably won't play. That's just how his health ain't really holding up. So, we'll see. But we'll take our chances against them versus the other guys.
The good thing that fares about us is that me and Unc was looking at the stats as far as like the overall stats of the year. The good thing is that the Commanders, they rank top 5 in almost every offensive stat, like overall as far as the team is concerned. Defense wise, you will be surprised. I understand that you don't like how you see them play, but as far as it was something. I forgot what I'll look for it like and let you know, but it was something along the lines of the DBs are at least in like the top 10 or 13 pass defense or something like that. So even though that is technically our weakest link, it is kind of surprisingly higher than I thought it would be.
Let me tell you what.
Even though that's one that.
Let me tell you what helps us in this game. In the second half, the way those two quarters went, the third and the fourth, that's what helps the defense. To have an offense that methodically gets down the field, holds the ball for 5-6 minutes at a time, and then punch it in for a touchdown, that's going to make your defense look great. Atlanta got the ball one time in the third quarter and about one time in the fourth. You got to have an offense that's going to keep the defense off the field. They can play better, but when they got to keep coming in 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, you're going to expose them.
Yeah.
And you'll see what happens.
Tire them out too.
True. That was one of the things that we definitely appreciated that that we appreciate that we always, I think, where we're 100% on fourth downs
for the season.
Yeah, and that's kind of wild because that has never happened in our ever franchise. It's just like if it's anything 4th and 5 and below, they're going for it, no matter what field goal range that we're in. They just because like you said, like we have what our battles with our kickers. We've had like 3 on the year, and I don't even know what happened to Saber. He just been, he's just been gone.
He had that hip injury situation. They haven't brought him back yet. So
yeah, true that.
That IR been a little long.
As an unbiased person watching that game, one thing I didn't like about what y'all did is I got shades of RG3. Y'all put the ball in a young boy hands a whole lot as a running back.
Him running.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he
got
took
like
some. He
100.
took
He
some
got like
shots.
120 something yards.
25.
All night in the game, they were comparing him and RG3. They would show RG3 play and then show Jaden Daniels doing pretty much the same play.
And I get it. You know what I mean? You strike when the iron is hot. You keep the ball in the hands of the person that's hot. I get all of that. But at the end of the day,
Don't lean on him like
he
that.
was taking some big shots. Like
Awkward hits.
that last shot he took to the ribs, I thought he was done. He had to
No,
readjust his helmet the whole nine. I was like, oh, young boy about to get up out of there.
when he got folded and turned backwards, and I thought he was over. I think everybody like gasped at that point.
Yeah. And see,
It
that's
was
the thing.
it was enough.
The whole
I
stadium
hope
went
they
quiet.
don't destroy another career.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's my only thing. Like I want nothing but the best for the young boy, but I
For
just
sure.
hope they don't destroy his career or he takes some type of major, you know what I mean, major shot, then he get injured trying to do too much. He don't take a lot of shots, but at the same time, crunch time, he was like trying to be a running back. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, you gotta learn how to slide, dude.
Yeah, he's which is crazy. He's only like 100 and what he got 81 or 864
864
like
right now.
rushing yards. Yeah, 864 on the so he's only like 100 and some yards from being 1,000-yard rushing as a quarterback and over 3,000 yards passing. As a quarterback. So if he even gets over that, who did that? Did Michael Vick ever get 1,000 yards rushing in one season?
I think
He did
Mike did get 1,000.
He did 3-1.
I think he got
Okay,
1,000.
So then that'd be crazy to have him on his rookie year being able to do so. But like you said, I hope that he protects himself a little bit more as far as like trying not to, realize every drop back you got to run. Because I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, Stan. I like him, but I just don't think that he's here for that anymore. Mr. Robinson Jr. Well, he's not that guy anymore, unfortunately. And I do like him as a running back. I just think that his time has passed because during that game, the last 3 games, he can't get past the line of scrimmage. As soon as you get the ball, boom, tackle every time.
He don't have vision, not for real. He's just a pinball. And if the lane ain't there, he don't have anything he can do. But
yeah, his
the difference in what you see with Saquon is because he got vision, and like you said, he got lateral. He's patient. He let his block set up. I mean, he got hands. Yeah, so sometimes they could just pass it to him, but it's just as good as a run. So Brian can't come in and get catches. Like, so at the end of the day, if they're gonna throw it, he's out. So it's a kind of a dead giveaway when he's in the game most times that if he's going to touch it, they're going to hand it off to him. So,
They scored a couple times when they passed him out in their backfield.
But you see what happens. As soon as he get it, the ball gets heavy. He gets it, and he drops his shoulder, and he puts his head like he don't have any vision. So
yeah, it's not it anymore. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you coming in after your tragedy as a rookie. You my guy. You know what I mean? But it's just that the production on the field is not where it was anymore, unfortunately. But they also, I saw in the mock draft that they was thinking about trying to move up to grab your boy that Takaris keeps talking about, Mr. Genty. But I'm gonna be quiet on that.
Yeah, please be quiet.
But so we gonna see how that goes. Because I'm telling you, if we gonna have a draft party, I'm gonna have it all drawn up, and I'm gonna grab at least 2 or 3 of them. I promise you. I do it every year. And it's going to be fun. So, Mr. Peasy, your turn.
Yes.
Ain't too much you can say this
week.
Ain't
nothing you, but hey, man,
right.
But
yes,
sir. He's the truth. He came in.
There is no quarterback controversy. I mean, Jerry Jones is a laughingstock of owners and general managers. He was a good sport about it, but the Eagles fans were making light of him. And
yes, straight heckling. It was great.
And he handled it very well to be professional. Hopefully we can rebuild and get back into things. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Parents are pissed, but the kids love it.
So what, as far as like the last game, which you guys was hoping that was going to turn into as if Takaris' spoiler week, January 5th, magical day. magical day has been. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, exactly. Nigga, tell him. You know what I mean? He,
Dr.
yeah,
B.
he was screaming that. It was just happened to be for you yesterday. I mean, no, on Sunday. So, as far as like what you guys are trying to play, because y'all play who next week? No, y'all play.
Us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. I
Like
forgot about
We
that.
play the W.
bugging that you asked that.
The Fountain Girls.
Right.
Yeah, that was on purpose. That was on
Nah.
purpose.
Yeah, right.
That was on purpose.
Yeah,
Y'all
right.
playing for nothing. So,
You
it's
get
all good.
nothing.
We're going to have some fun that way. All right. And we play in Dallas too, right? So, yeah, that's going to be fun. You should go down
We
there.
are just honoring our contractual obligations.
You're playing
Okay.
the
Go
schedule.
Mavs. Go Mavs.
That's right. Go Mavs. That's right. Thank you, Stan. Go Mavs.
What you got on today?
He's representing
I've
today.
got on a Tony Romo jersey.
Ooh.
Okay.
You miss him, huh?
The great 8.
Yeah.
Was it
He said you
9?
miss him.
9.
Nine. Well, I've got
Damn.
what? I've got Roger Staubach. I've got Troy Aikman. I've got Tony Romo. I've got Dak. I've got Miles Austin. I've got Ezekiel
We
Elliott.
ain't seen Dak all season now.
Yeah.
We saw him a little bit. We
Some
beat
of
him the
them.
first time.
He he
Is Tony Romo still the son-in-law of Jerry Jones?
I don't know. They've been saying that, and I don't know how accurate that is.
I didn't think he married Jerry's daughter.
Oh, he was just dating.
I don't think so either. I don't believe that's accurate.
He was just dating her.
He married some other lady.
Right. I don't think that's accurate. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's accurate. More people would talk about it.
What about
Hey,
It wouldn't
Peace,
just
let me
be a
ask you a
rumor mill.
question, bro.
what about Coach
You,
Garrett?
you really,
Won't Coach Garrett in the family too?
Everybody was in the family.
I thought he
I don't know
was.
anything about that.
hey, Peace, you think that Jerry Jones is the laughing stock of the league from an owner standpoint? You really believe
Well,
that?
he's one of them.
Nah,
Okay.
son.
He's a winner.
He's one of
Okay.
them. He's one of them.
Did
He's one of
somebody
them.
say the Mara family?
You know, when you speak,
He's top five.
you speak from your experience first. But he's one of them. You know,
Do you think?
And who?
Do you think
Go ahead.
Jerry's
because
care?
it holds back to I don't care what y'all say. 32 teams are aiming to win the chip. That's your ultimate goal. We know it's not going to happen, but that's the ultimate goal. And if that's the ultimate goal, then Jerry's a laughing stock. He's one of them.
Great. That's exactly where I wanted to go to. Do you really think Jerry wants to win a championship, or do you think he cares more about the evaluation of the Dallas Cowboys?
Controversy creates cash, so he puts himself in positions to keep the Cowboys the number one
Valuation.
sports franchise in the world, and he puts the Cowboys in position to be the talk of every ESPN sports show, podcast, so forth and etc.
Doing a great job
So
doing
he's a
that.
narcissist. We got it.
But when you look
Putting
at
us
the
in
team,
place
when you
to
look at the
win.
actual, when you look at Dallas themselves, though, the team just didn't win because of injuries. Really, like when you look at it, they suffered a lot of catastrophic
I
injuries.
know that's part of it too.
So it's like when you think about the shape that their franchise is in, as a fan, do you feel like that's a Jerry Jones thing, or that's just sports, the nature of the beast, so to speak?
It's a little bit of both. I'm gonna say it's both. It is the nature of the beast because unfortunately, injuries are unpredictable and happen. But at the same time, stupid stuff like not signing Derrick Henry or not signing Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb when you could have, so you could free up money or have money to do other things, is also a situation. A little bit of both.
It's just,
What do you got,
I mean,
Sam? What do you got?
I'm just listening to this conversation, and we're talking about injuries. Let's go. They had injuries. They sucked too. But Detroit, they had probably more injuries than a lot of people, and they're, not sucking.
Sometimes you have a great. Sometimes you have a great squad up. When you again,
you might have a better system.
That's where I'm getting at.
Controversy creates cash. Like you
Somebody
said,
might have better coaching.
When your owner focuses on
Yusuf over there preach.
When your owner focuses on your starters being superstars and that's it, that leaves you in that kind of predicament.
I think he still pays the media to talk about him.
I definitely agree.
Narcissism.
Yeah, he just go
It's
ahead and
No
just.
way.
just a great businessman. He knows how to put himself in certain predicaments.
He know how to where
The Trump
He's
of
so pick me.
NFL.
It's
That is true.
ridiculous. Pick me. Pick me.
he know where to put that pen and sign
Well,
off that check and be like, hey,
it's the reason why 90% of our games are on TV.
I
Win or
mean, I
lose.
guess, but I mean, it's like watching Arizona
Never seen nothing like it.
You
daily.
you need to get the
I
direct
love my owner.
TV package.
I'm just gonna put
Why
that
why
out
should
there.
I get the direct TV package? We'll be on Fox just about every Sunday.
I hate the fact you're telling the truth.
You know,
Hate the
Yeah,
fact you're
yeah.
telling the truth.
Unfortunately, that's what growing up in North Carolina, that's where they was always just shown for no reason.
yes.
No reason at all.
No reason.
We don't need to show Atlanta, and we don't need to
However, now
show
it was always between you guys.
Yeah,
Upper Virginia, Maryland. We don't need to see that. We need to see the Cowboys.
you would think that since DC is way more closer
I
to North
thought
Carolina, that you would think that
They
we
did.
would be the home team. But since we didn't have a
They
team
did.
back then, before
No, we
Carolina
don't want
came
to see
in,
They
that.
did. They
Nobody
played
wants.
but no,
Washington just as much as they played Dallas.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's why. But it should have been less, like way less. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
there's a
they should
lot
have
of
just
teams
buy.
closer than
Yeah,
Dallas.
Yeah, you guys are way down there.
yeah.
That should be nothing but West Coast
Well, I mean,
television.
I think about it like this. All right, geographically, you know where we are.
this might be the
Geographically, you
reason
know
he's
where
a
you are.
fan in the first place.
We're not
Say it again.
lined up anywhere in that the northern eastern spectrum.
Yeah, which means that you should not exist.
What we're still recognized from that standpoint.
Just saying.
What are you saying?
You
I was
just
just
should not exist.
you just shouldn't exist. That's fine.
Yes.
But unfortunately, you do. So you're here.
Yeah, I figured
But
they
I'm
just aired you guys to pick up the scrap meat of the rest of the football fans. They just needed
Well, it all dates back to.
everybody likes an antagonist, and you guys are that
Well,
antagonist.
I'll tell
People
you the
gonna watch
history
you
of it.
guys to either win or mostly to lose, and we love to see you all get excited, think you're gonna win, think the season is gonna turn around, and then lose. You said 3 games ago y'all was gonna win out. Washington would be 0-3. Dallas will be 3-0. It's on tape.
And you sending memes
Problem is
or text messages all day
And that's
long.
what we live for.
Facebook
We
messages,
live
giving
for
it to
you
us.
Cowboys and make these erroneous type of predictions. Lose again and come back next season with the same amount of faith in
Well,
the team.
we hope for the best. We expect the best. We prepare for the worst. I mean that's
Nah,
like
y'all don't prepare for the worst. Y'all think the best. Y'all don't prepare for nothing.
get out of here.
Cat
Y'all
Williams,
get the worst, and then
Cat Williams really saw you all. The way he talked, the way he spoke about you all was
What
on
did he
point.
say? What did he say?
I have Yusef like plug it right here, and you'll be able to watch
Who is Cat Williams'
go ahead
team?
and put a
I'll tell
marker
him.
there.
But
Me,
no, it
he's
all
from
dates
Ohio.
back to
He might like one of them.
it all dates back to the history of the franchise from Dallas back in the '60s. Dallas wanted to establish another franchise, being that the Dallas Texans had left and went to become what is known as the Kansas City Chiefs. And back then, all I forgot how many teams it was at the time. They all had to vote and to allow your franchise to be a franchise. Everybody would vote just about yes, except for the Washington Redskins at the time. And so what Tex Graham did is he got with one of the guys that made the Commander song, and he found out that the Commander song was up for you could buy it. He bought the rights to it, and he did not allow them to play it. That's y'all fight song. I've made so many jokes about that song. I fell to the Redskins, but
Fail. Okay.
yeah, fell to the
Laugh.
Redskins. Started
I see
team
what
up
you did
in
there.
NFC. But anyway, he did not
Amazing
allow
how
them to play
putting
it.
history.
Once he said, well, if you'll agree to establish a vote on our franchise, we'll give you the rights to it back. And that's how we came to be. And then I guess they sectioned us up there with these northern cats because that's your geographical location.
Well, we appreciate
Thank
that.
you for
Yes.
the
For
history.
the history. Exactly.
Yes.
But either way, you suck. So,
I was about to say
Well,
they gave me
Super
a whole
Bowl.
lot of
We still your
irrelevant
daddy Super Bowl
information.
wise. I don't care what you
But
say. You
who
can say we
cares?
suck all day, but we still your daddy Super Bowl wise.
no, we're not saying that, that you're not right. We're just telling the truth that you
Well,
still suck. That's all.
We suck this year. Yes, we do.
It's all good.
But
It's all good.
I'll be back.
Listen, that Super Bowl argument is starting to have the same amount of efficacy as a prescription drug. Like after a while, it ain't gonna work no more.
It may get
Like-
old, but it's still relevant.
It's old. Like I'm not taking 30-year-old penicillin. I'm over it. Moving on.
Right. Exactly. It's out of date. It's expired.
Well,
It does not mean anything anymore.
Well, it still has
Only
relevance.
to you.
You don't hear
like
Steelers
ours.
fans always
like
bringing
ours.
up Super
Your
Bowls.
last Super Bowl.
They the
ring
only
has
ones that
one
do.
diamond in it.
Only ones.
Just like that story
I
he just
guarantee
told.
you.
Number
You say
two
we're the only ones
Steelers?
that did it. But if your team had the same mirror of Super Bowls or more, you would that would be part of your argument.
Disagree.
No, it wouldn't.
Especially if we're talking about 30 years ago.
Yeah, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, the only
No, it
relevant
wouldn't.
the only relevance is the Eagles and the Giants
You're
at this
bragging
point.
about one Super Bowl in what? How many years?
I've not once bragged. See, that's the difference. I've not once bragged.
Maybe not you, but others. Maybe not you, but other.
But see,
Eagles
but that's
fans. Okay,
let's
take
that's
you
called
out of the
projecting,
spectrum.
Sham. You know what I mean? That's called projecting. You haven't said anything, but that's how they live their life,
Well,
talking
hey.
about what old championships. So they want to
You
put
know
it
they
on
have to
everybody
remain
else. You're gonna
relevant.
remind us.
One is the loneliest
Yeah.
number. I will say it.
Shoot,
Dan
I
didn't think you
barely
should've
even
been
talk
on
about
here this
that one.
week.
I talk about the one we lost more.
What,
Dan had already
Oh,
booted you up for this
'Cause
week.
y'all did go twice.
what'd you say, Lady Hayes?
When
Yes. What did you say?
I said Stan had already booted you guys out for this week's episode. He said you didn't even have to show up
He's
this
sitting over
week.
there eating his cornflakes.
It's fruit, but it's
Thought it was fruit.
yeah, it's an
They say with
it's an
some fruit.
acai bowl right here. But maybe when you guys step up in the off season, we can introduce you to some healthy treats.
I will eat my cheese puffs.
total contrast.
And that's why.
It wasn't a good total contrast. Somebody said that the Dallas Cowboys wasn't good since they took cocaine out of the NFL.
Wow.
That's actually true.
The Miami Hurricanes ain't been good since they did the same thing.
Performance enhancing street drugs?
I'm just saying. They weren't good since they took cocaine out the White House. And we're not talking about the one in D.C. No, see? Silence.
That's what gets old. Those same corny jokes.
When it's on y'all, it's old. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's old when it's on
Well, I'm
y'all.
glad
But
we
you gonna
can
say it
agree
and
on
give
what
us like
gets
a
old.
40-year-old. See? That's all I'm saying. Everybody know that the goal line was the cocaine back in the 90s for y'all. We understand. Y'all was sniffing out that goal line a lot. Play on words.
Cricket.
So, Sham, that's what you do. Anytime you talk about championships, talk about that goal line.
Talk about the goal line. To
Yeah.
that, I'll
You
say
wanna
reading is
ride.
fundamental.
That's all you got to do. Shut them championship talks up.
Ride
So-
a white horse.
Nate, I know your attention to the Giants has been reset as far as next year is concerned. I know you wanted that number one pick, but you're right there. So, is there anybody that you technically have your eyes on, or what can, I don't know, remotely turn your franchise to the point where you pay attention to them a little bit?
I had bets and
Reading is
everything set,
fundamental.
man, for that
Just like
pick.
Dexter Manley.
We should have went.
They done
I would've
messed up
went
money
with
and everything.
Shador. I would have went with Shador as the top pick. You know what I mean? You need a quarterback.
God.
He's like, I'm as a University of Miami fan. I watch Cam a whole lot.
Me too.
Cam, he's a little bit too lackadaisical. You know what I mean? He got a lot of talent, things of that nature. But I watched from the standpoint of Shador taking losing programs and turning them around. Cam kind of had mediocre programs, a lot more talent, and kind of turned those around. So from that standpoint, I compare the two, just from the standpoint of the intangibles, and I just see Shador pocket presence a little bit better, and I think that'll transfer over a little bit better into the NFL.
So you think your team going quarterback?
Huh?
You think they're going quarterback first? Is that what you
Well,
wanted
now
to,
they're
to,
not having
to
the
do?
number one pick. And no, I don't think they.
Nah,
I
he
Mm.
don't.
ain't
I
on the
don't think
board no more.
they'll
Rethink it.
go. I don't think they'll go quarterback because I think that if I'm not mistaken, I think like Cleveland was up there, the Titans was up there,
I think the Raiders
so
is
Carolina.
there.
The
the Raiders
Raiders should
wasn't
be
there.
up there.
Well, we're
The
behind.
Raiders
Or
weren't
were
Nah,
they?
there.
we're behind them. We
The
won
Raiders weren't
again. The
there.
Raiders won again this
Okay,
weekend. So,
It was
gotcha.
New England.
Why them
That's what it
dummies
was.
win?
It was the
Jesus.
Was it New
Patriots.
England?
because they're
I think it
doing
was New
what
England.
I think the Giants supposed to be looking at, which is they're about to be some veteran quarterbacks that's going to be. So at the end of the season,
Kirk
you
Cousins.
got
I was just about to say that.
you
Just
got
about to say
Kirk
that.
Cousins. You got some decisions to make in Minnesota with JJ McCarthy.
Which they need to
They
re-sign him.
already
Stop playing.
they already restructured Mr. Watson's deal already, so he doesn't have that $200
Yeah, so but I mean,
million
so
contract no more.
he's still gonna get the same amount of money. They just broke it up differently. But
Yeah,
Mm.
they paying him to sit on the
but yeah, you
bench.
got some right. So
Mm.
you got some veteran quarterbacks. Pittsburgh got to make a decision. So chances are they won't be able to run it back with the same two quarterbacks back there. So there's going to be some veteran QBs that quote unquote still got potential to turn it around. And so I think the Vegas Raiders would rather go that route than a Cam Ward, than Shador Sanders. Because, yeah, they may be the best in the draft, but they may not be the type of quarterbacks that we
NFL ready.
see this season. Yeah, ready to go. The Drake Mays, the Jaden Daniels in the camp, the boy out there in Chicago that unfortunately didn't have.
Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb didn't have like a great winning season, but his stats are pretty good. They just, it's Chicago. So
Chicago don't know how to take care of quarterbacks.
right.
That is
But
true. That is
he
very
could
true.
totally be
Very
right up
true.
there on par with what we seeing with Bo Nix. Like the rookie quarterbacks this season has actually produced.
The
Even
Browns
Michael
don't either.
Penix coming in playing how he's playing. Like the rookies have
Look how
come in
long they've
ready to
been in
play.
college though.
Right.
That was a
All
quarterback
those
draft
dudes
though.
ain't your
This year's
typical.
draft is
They ain't
not
your
a
typical
quarterback
college
draft.
Right.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been with the whole COVID thing, man. Most of them guys been in college 6-7 years, so they coming in with a lot more poise. They coming in with a lot more experiences. They
Preparation,
seen
yeah.
so many more defenses. Like they're not coming in with your typical 3, maybe 4 years. You know what I mean? Well, 2 to 3 years of starting. You know what I mean?
Right.
They come in now and playing 7 years, 8 years of college football at the highest level. You know what I
Who
mean?
said 8
So
Yeah.
years?
It's a lot of it's more development. More
right.
development.
I'm serious. How long you think Bo Nix was in college? He was in college literally like 7 years, 8 years, something crazy, like 6 years, 7 years.
It wasn't 8.
No,
It was
that's
They
the
have
super
a
Miami tight end. He in year 9.
Yeah, the Miami tight end. Now that kid,
He in
that
year
kid,
9. He got 2 master degrees.
that kid's
that's
old.
crazy.
Yeah, but you
Right.
ain't supposed to have all them years of
Overachieving.
eligibility.
They trying to change it. There's a rule. I saw something about they trying to change the eligibility rules where you can redshirt 2 years and then start at whatever and
You
be
see,
come out of the draft at
JUCOs don't
25,
count
26.
against your
Yeah, that's what it
eligibility no
was.
more.
That's what it was. JUCO. That's what it was.
Yeah,
It was
JUCOs
like you can
don't
go
count
to
against
JUCO for like
eligibility no
2.
more. So you can stay in JUCO 2 years and then still have 4 years of eligibility.
Mm-hmm. And if you come in redshirt and then off of that, you still add a year to that. So it's like
7 years of college football.
you can make 7 years real easy depending on how you want to develop. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Depending on your family dynamics, you want to come in if your family good or straight. NIL deals can probably, let them chill for a minute, and then you can get developed and come out at 25, and then you be 30 years old easy. 5 years be in the league quick. But yeah, I mean, but it's set up for that, so it's like it's a possibility. So that's gonna be a good deal. So we are
Based on
at
what I
the
saw the other night, Shador need to stay another year. Oh my God.
Well,
It was
and why
I
you say
knew
that?
that much
Yeah, why you say
Did
that?
you watch that game?
against BYU.
I did not. I
Ew.
did not.
BYU be biting though.
That was horrible.
And
That should not be his
Tell
last
the audience
display of
why
what he
it
can
was
do.
horrible. True.
Peasy,
Because
You
he
never
did
want
not.
that.
Peasy. That's why I was telling Ty Cars when he was crying for Coach Prime. I said I've
Uh-huh.
never seen Coach Prime win the last game of the season that counts. I've yet
He
on
0-3.
any level to see him win a bowl game on any level that his team has gone there on. So I'm like, if you can't complete it at the end of the season in college, I mean, you can be a great recruiter and get people to flip and come to you
Get
because they
top
like you
talent and all
and
that
all
kind of
that good
stuff.
stuff.
Mhm.
Like
Get celebrities to come by
right.
and
If you want to
part
win
of
and win championships, I don't see Deion raising the trophy. I haven't seen it. I would like to.
I don't think I ever seen anybody have a 23-yard loss on a sack. That shit was stupid.
He was trying to make something out of nothing and running
You
back.
remember that Heisman
Do
jinx
it.
though?
Hmm?
Y'all remember the Heisman jinx? Like most guys that like they win the Heisman, their bowl games are always kind of on the trashy side.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of distractions that team come with, especially in the you know what I mean, postseason. It's different when you locked in regular season. If you know what I mean, if they was going to the college playoffs, I think it'd be a different level of focus. But you know what I mean, when you got
Travis didn't play bad. Travis the Heisman winner.
he
He
did.
did it.
Travis
He
He
couldn't
did
get him the
enough.
ball. He could not get him the ball.
Hey, real talk, they O line regressed terribly. They look terrible.
Yeah, that's
Their
probably
O
where they
line
got
was
to.
They
absolutely
were
terrible.
poor
But that was
decisions being
BYU's
made
strength. BYU's strength
that
was their
entire
front
game.
seven.
They better get some mass recruitment on that offensive line if that's the case. Got to protect her because I think they just recruited another 5-star quarterback.
I
Come
think
on,
he's the number one rated
They got
quarterback
two.
yeah,
They got two
and a
coming in.
transfer from
yeah.
Liberty.
Yep.
So they better get some recruitment on that offensive line. If you
Well,
don't blow them up,
they also put a lot of pressure on the offensive line because they stay passing the ball. Like they keep talking about bringing in offensive linemen and developing a running game, but they got little guys in the backfield because they rather throw it to them than run them. And then you got these O linemen that you constantly putting them in pass protection, which means that the D line get the tee off and just come for the quarterback, staying there every down. That's a lot of pressure. You don't even throw the D lineman off with enough runs to make them play honest. So at the end of the day, you're trashing the O line, but there's a scheme to it. You gotta establish some kind of running threat, and they're not doing that because
you got to throw the defense off balance.
Shador is the quarterback, and if Shador throws for 400 yards and it looks great, then he can be a top 10 pick, and it makes Daddy proud. But at the end of the day, like you're trying to win, you gotta establish a running game and be honest with the offense. Period. But we're in a narcissistic world. That's the word for the night, narcissistic. We're in a narcissistic world, so people going to look out.
It seems to be a reoccurring word,
yeah,
right?
they're going to look out for themselves and their squad and their team.
Apropos.
Yeah, make sure their boys get shine and make sure, the guys that they really close to looks great on their team. That's why Shador and Travis look good.
Yes, ma'am.
Before you close out, you mentioned earlier that Jaden Daniels this year, he had 1,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing. Is that what you said?
3,000 yards passing, and he's close to 1,000 yards rushing.
So he hasn't hit 1,000 yards rushing yet.
Not yet. He needs 150 yards.
He's not gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get it.
Okay. So there's only been 3 quarterbacks to have ever done it. You named one of them, and I was curious if y'all could name the other 2.
Name the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I can throw some names out there.
One is hella obvious, but the other one not so much.
Randall Cunningham,
Donovan McNabb.
What was the question again?
I mean,
What
Quarterbacks who have passed 4,000 and rushed 4,000 in one season. There's only 3 that's done it. You already said Michael Vick, but there's 2.
Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, that's what I said. It hurts because I feel like I.
Not
One of them is so obvious. I'm mad that y'all. It wasn't the first. Thank you, Lamar. That one's the obvious one. I thought y'all were gonna say.
I was on mute. Lamar Jackson.
I said that low key.
Did you say Warren?
I think that the other person would have been.
You're not gonna guess the third one because when I saw it, I was like, "What the?"
Is
I
this
would have
somebody
never.
Tarkenton.
All right. So
playing?
what have we guessed so far?
You got Michael Vick and Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson.
Okay,
Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, and
it's not
And Lamar did it twice.
It's not Warren Moon. It's not Randall Cunningham.
That's crazy.
I said Warren Moon. I ain't never seen
Warren Moon has never ran 300 yards in the season.
I don't even know if he can run.
No.
Is it a current quarterback or is it a past quarterback?
Steve Young was a better.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I was about to say, Steve Young, he's definitely.
Who was it? Like Kenny Stabler, somebody like that from back in the day.
It's not nobody back. It's somebody current.
Really?
Somebody in the league
current.
right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
That's
And his name was brought up earlier in the conversation. Deshaun Jackson ain't no quarterback.
Deshaun
I was about to
Watson.
say.
Sorry. Deshaun Watson.
By the way, Deshaun Jackson's about to coach Delaware State.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, head
But-
coach.
Nice.
And then
But no, it is a
Word. Congrats.
Josh Allen?
yeah.
it is a quarterback we talked about earlier, and we did not discuss Josh Allen earlier. I don't think
No.
Did we discuss Russell Wilson?
No.
we
No.
did, but
Oh.
it's not him.
Okay.
Y'all talking about
Somebody recent. Now that's crazy. Hold on, dude. Who's a?
Y'all just want me to tell you?
Nah,
No,
it's
hold on.
good.
we
It's
gotta
good.
figure this out because
Hold on.
you messing up when you said we
got
talked
time.
about him.
who
We got
who's the
time.
quarterback for
Hold up, man.
I
Say
don't
we had a
know.
whole discussion, but you brought up his name.
Did he
Jeez.
back up? Does
Right.
he back up
It
Russell
was-
Wilson?
it definitely. No, she said somebody in there now. So
Does
in
he
the
back
league
up
now.
Russell
No,
Wilson
right now.
Is he a
In the
starter
league.
right
Russell
now?
Wilson.
Hold on, let me think.
Is he a starter right now?
He's
No.
a backup, right?
Oh,
He's a
who's the
backup.
He
backup?
back up
Winston.
Russell Wilson's, right?
I know it ain't.
What's his name, Nate?
She done shocked the world. What is going on?
Can
there,
I just say it
What's-
because this
go
is
ahead.
getting like
Yeah.
What's Russell's backup?
it's Justin
That's what I
Fields.
said. Russell Wilson's
Justin
backup.
Fields.
Yeah, but you didn't say his
I
name.
was asked. I couldn't think of it.
Oh yeah, you was
Okay.
closer
He
than all of
threw.
us.
He
He
threw
was
for
I
right
3,000.
remember
behind
hearing
him.
his name
He
tonight.
threw for 3.
That's
Nah, I wanted him to say his name. I ain't want to be like, yeah, it's his
Did he
backup.
throw
That's
for
no
3?
fun. No, 2,242.
Okay.
But it's 1,000 and 1,000.
Yeah,
Right.
he was trying to go for 3,000 and 1,000.
Mm.
Yeah, but nobody's done that.
Not even Lamar that year.
No. Well, no. He's the only one. He's the only one.
Okay.
Lamar did it in 2019.
What I say? MVP year.
Yeah, he had 31,
So
27, and
that's
1206.
close for a rookie season though, to be over 3,000 yards and almost at 1,000 rushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And only
It's
one
not
player
far
did
at
that.
all.
That's
Yeah. He's not far at all. Like he.
Get Lamar.
I said it. I
I
was
said
muted.
it, but I
told you
just was
that.
undertoned with. I was low key.
Yeah, you're
with
right.
it.
I'm ashamed of myself. I agree.
You know what? And
I was
That's
just
fine.
kinda
I don't
throwing
care.
I'll
names.
take that.
I'm gonna say this out loud. My whole thing, I was thinking I didn't want to make it a black thing. When he said Warren Moon, I was like, he trying to name all the black quarterbacks. And I was trying to.
Right. I was just
Because that nigga
Yeah.
ain't run nowhere.
Right.
Not even that. I was just trying to think of quarterbacks that scramble,
Yeah.
and that's what came to my mind.
So that's why.
Why?
You could have said Steve McNair. I'd have felt better with
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
I was trying
And that's
to
just
name.
where my mind went.
I was trying to name
McNair, Dante
some of the-
Culpepper, somebody.
Rodney Pete,
Yeah,
something.
that about Dante Culpepper.
Yeah.
They ran if they had to.
I was like, okay, maybe Tarkin and Steve Young. I was
Like-
trying to be inclusive, but it sounds like
It's okay.
all our guys must have all of those records.
Yeah.
I tried.
And
SEC.
Yeah.
Good question. I
like
like
that.
that one. That was yeah.
And you know, Mike
We should
Vick-
have more trivia
Yeah.
situations.
Come up with the next
Say it
one
again.
next week.
Mike Vick got the head coaching job at some
I
college
was
as
talking
well.
about it. I
Norfolk
didn't know.
State. I know.
Yeah.
Norfolk State.
What was the name of the school?
we
Norfolk
go off
State.
the top in this show, so therefore, we just grab it as what we see. We can remix songs one week, and we can grab trivia. We can have podcasts after the podcast. Things happen. You know what I mean? It just happens.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
dark. there's-
Podcast after.
Yeah, that
The after
that-
is
the
hilarious.
after show.
and it still hadn't been edited yet, I guess.
No, I'm saving it for
Not
the
from
off
last
season.
time.
That's the
I,
off
Yeah.
I
season
hope
stuff.
you didn't delete it
Yeah.
when you was
No, I
making
did not.
space. Okay.
It
I
was
did
too
not.
good.
I don't delete nothing. I move it. I don't delete anything. So yeah, it'll definitely be during the time that we're not having in season stuff. That'll be stuff that would be coming to our show afterwards.
Oh.
'Cause that,
Outtakes.
yeah, because that was hilarious. That was
It
man.
was.
I wish we would have did more of those.
Norfolk-
Like
Is Norfolk State still in the MEAC?
Yes.
And Delaware State still in the MEAC? So the MEAC got 2 Eagles legends coaching their squads.
And
that's
who
interesting.
was it?
I
Was
wonder
it
how
Central?
Yeah.
Deshaun got Delaware when he's
Hey, was
the
it
Cali
Central
guy.
that just got the
That's
other
interesting.
guy from the
Ooh.
Sam something?
Central changed their
Is it look-
coach.
Damn.
Is it?
I hope not. They
I gotta look
they
it
was
up. He
one of
played
the only
linebacker in the league. He
few
just
schools.
he might have been he might have signed to a SWAC school.
He played for New Orleans. Not that sound, was it?
Mills.
Oh no.
I don't think that was who.
Yeah.
Nah, Central still
Coaching
got,
in HBCU has become the
Trey-
new skinny
Trey
jeans,
Oliver.
apparently.
Mm.
I mean, because
Fat job.
they're
And then
taking
you
the Dion
go,
route.
yeah, and then you go elsewhere.
Unless you the Tar Heels and you go and get the old guy to replace the old guy.
That's gonna be interesting. I
Very.
don't know. I might have to tune in on the Tar Heel game just to see how that program is ran.
Did you see how bad they looked in the bowl game?
Bro, do you know the head coach? So even though he the new head coach, you know he didn't go to the game, right?
Yeah,
Lost him at the game. He had on the blue blazer. Or was that at the
he's
basketball
probably trying
game?
to
That was
start
at the
fresh.
basketball game. That was at the basketball game.
Yeah,
And the
that was
other
at the
team was
basketball
rooting
game.
for something. But he, yeah,
Some idiot in this stand said EGLES.
yeah, they was rooting for the opponents for the basketball game.
They did.
Yeah, while he was being announced. So that was kind of rude, but that's how it goes.
Boston College?
Yeah, I think that's who they was playing, something like that. No, I think it was even smaller
I'm
school.
the only
They were
Eagle I
kind
can think
of
of.
heckling the hell out of them.
Yeah, but yeah.
They were Eagles chants and all
Central.
that kind of stuff.
But we'll see what he brings to the Tar Heels this upcoming season. He is getting some.
Do y'all
some
think he's
recruits.
gonna be as successful with the Tar Heels?
Maybe if Tom Brady plays.
No. Is Tom Brady's son college age yet?
I know. Is he?
He might
Nope.
got some eligibility left. Nah, he used it all at Michigan.
Thomas Brady Jr.
Yeah.
He how old is he?
His son might be ready.
Carolina didn't even have a quarterback. If I ain't mistaken, they ran Wildcat 80% of the time.
The funny thing was they was going to use what's the name? Son was their quarterback, left-handed. He used to be the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback when they was first in the
Byron
league.
Leftwich.
Leftwich?
The left-handed white quarterback. He was good. He came to Washington for a little while.
Not Plummer. What am I thinking about?
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Brunell.
Yeah, so
This man
his
even
son,
junior.
I think
He's
it
a
was
junior.
his son
Say Minshew.
that was playing there. And
He was number 8 too.
it was Mark Brunell or am I thinking of Smith?
Yeah, it's Mark Brunell.
But
he was
definitely Mark
Either way,
Brunell.
he was supposed to start, but he got hurt in the first game. So the quarterback that got hurt for the Tar Heels in the first game thought he was coming back, but now they got the quarterback from Purdue coming that way. So he's getting some people to flip and come.
The one that just played in that bowl game.
Oh dang, he
He
don't
going to
even play
Carolina?
football.
Yikes.
Junior.
John
this
Edward Thomas,
this whole college thing. I mean,
his oldest son, he's 17. He don't play football.
Their free agency
Yeah, I didn't think he did.
is wider than
He
the
played
NFL.
football.
Like the NFL free agency don't move around as much as these college kids. Like
Yeah.
LeBron ain't move around as much as these college kids. these college kids be on the move. They 1 year and move.
That transfer portal is something crazy.
Not putting it back because I thought it was only supposed to be temporary because of that COVID year. But they just like, screw it. We just gonna keep the transfer portal the way it is.
Too much money involved in it now with the NIL
They
stuff.
love it.
They didn't open up Pandora's box and seen what it comes with. So now they're gonna keep it as long as they can have a rule for it or money for it or whatever they can go. Because it's a lot of people. You know, they used to be like superstars that's been sitting behind people forever until that person left, and then they became the starter or whatnot. But now it's like, I don't want to be here anymore because I know I'm not gonna play for 2 years, and then they go play at a school where they can where they can start. So it's just that's crazy.
Where they can get
NIL deals,
Listen,
everything.
That Blue Devil roster
It's
got
a
a
lovely
rack
thing.
of transfers that's getting mad playing time.
You said
So
Duke.
they need to transfer out.
You said at Duke.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, nobody
John
likes
Shire
Duke.
has embraced the portal.
Duke.
Yeah.
No,
If
you don't.
can-
I do.
If you
I like nothing about Duke.
if you can work
Absolutely nothing.
it, if you can work it, that thing crazy.
They didn't love you.
Nah, they didn't. Nah, I was kind of like I'll tell you later. I don't want to put it on record. I'll tell you later. It's a whole story. But it's all good. But yeah. Okay, so
All right, Peasy.
it's late.
What's your predictions? That's what you said about the Ash. What's your prediction? You know, y'all got one last game. Y'all can either finish 7-9 or 6-10. How would you like it, sir?
How do you want it?
How do you feel?
Coming up in the cascade. Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead and tell the truth, PZ. It's okay.
He said
We
the
understand.
truth
We're gonna lose.
set you free.
The truth will set you free, my friend.
We're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose? Is that what January 5th been all about this whole time? You guys were gonna lose?
Yes.
To the bums.
Against us, y'all was like, we gonna win. But against them, you're like, we're gonna
I
lose.
told you.
J5 is not, it's not a part of the plan no more. So therefore,
So
We
disrespectful.
had CD
Yeah.
Lamb at the time too.
You still got him. He's still getting paid.
I want
there.
He's not
y'all to
playing.
play against. I want
Seems
Mariota to
like
start.
y'all have him
That's
every
what I
time we
want.
beat y'all.
No,
I
we
want
didn't
y'all to
have
play
him.
against
We
Mariota.
didn't have him Sunday. He was
Could've
taken out
done.
for the season.
No, well, he don't play defense, so
Nah, true.
So you predict
Well-
the loss for you guys?
Yes.
What's the score?
I don't know what score. It's just gonna be a L.
Okay,
That's all I can tell you.
that's okay. You
We'll
bring
take
your,
it.
you bring your head
I
coach.
can't give you a
You
score.
bring your head coach back after that loss.
They're gonna bring him back. They are.
Somebody else
I
supposed
wouldn't
to
bring
work
him
for
back,
Jerry.
but Jerry's gonna. Well, at this time, I think we're gonna stay with Mr. McCarthy.
Oh yeah, they're going to extend his contract just like they did with what was the other one that wouldn't go nowhere?
Jason
The short
Garrett.
haired guy.
That's what I said. He was
Yeah.
in the
Jason
family.
Garrett wouldn't go
Jason
nowhere
Garrett.
for the longest.
Jason
Yeah.
Garrett, a son-in-law too.
No, yeah.
I think when you stay that long, you the son-in-law.
But nobody.
That's crazy.
What was the guy? Okay, what was the coach for the Bengals?
And
Marvin Lewis.
and
Marvin
Jones.
Lewis.
No,
Marvin
Lewis.
Yes.
Yes.
He stayed forever and had so many.
They
losing
liked him a
seasons.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
then
he had a lot of winning seasons. He just couldn't win in the playoffs.
Yeah,
And then he came and coached for us for a year or two.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
right. He left y'all and came to us.
Marvin Lewis
Yeah,
Wow.
sure did.
as a defensive coordinator.
Nope.
As the head coach?
No, he did play as defense coordinator, didn't he?
No, he wasn't no head coach for y'all.
I don't.
No,
I
he
don't
coached for
recall
us.
that.
He left Cincinnati and came to us. I think he did. I'm just trying to.
As
Not
what?
as a head coach.
nah,
As
defense.
what?
And then
Defensive
Greg
Yeah, I
Harden
was
coordinator.
gonna say a head
and
Yes,
He
coach.
had to been a coordinator.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
He
I
played
know
for
he
him in
became a coach.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Nate,
Yeah.
and then he also played for him in Washington a little bit.
That's what I
The
thought.
best years of his life was as Ravens defensive coordinator.
True that. That was really good. So I would. That's gonna be interesting. So we all know what's gonna happen between
I
because
forgot
you
he came
guys
to the maroon and black.
Philly plays the Giants. So that's going to be an interesting homecoming.
Big.
Scared of the Giants. They put up 35 points the other day.
Yeah, now they ain't got nothing to lose. They going hard.
But
You gonna break Saquon's ribs or something?
yeah, but that's the game.
We
he can
gotta,
break
we
the-
gotta,
look. See,
we gotta
but
take that out
is
the air.
But is it poetic justice or is it just like disrespectful
Poetic
that
justice.
the game that you guys want to
Poetic
play,
justice.
he can break the actual record on his old team? Like, is that?
I think it's dumb. He should have just done it against the Cowboys in that last 10 minutes. That way he wouldn't have to play it all on Sunday.
And that's the question that I was asking. If
Yeah.
Eric Dickerson did it in 16 games, is the record the same in 17 games? To you
No.
all? I don't like.
We had this conversation. You know I don't feel like it is.
I'm gonna say no because that's the same thing that the argument between
Asterisk.
LeBron James's career and everybody else's is like he got almost his numbers off of longevity, and because he's been there, as opposed to a lot of people have a shorter, condensed, more impactful game in a shorter period of time. So it all
Don't
depends.
you anger
Like,
these LeBron people? They're gonna shut us down before
look,
we get started.
I don't
I'm
give
not-
a rat's.
Look, I'm
Hey,
not saying
but
the guys.
that's
I'm
about
not saying
LeBron
the guy's
people.
not great.
So
I'm
let me
not saying
counter
the
See
that.
me
guy's not great.
outside,
I'm
LeBron
just
people.
saying. I'm just saying the rules. The
Yeah.
man played 30 years in the league and he got his numbers. I'm not saying he deserves what he got, but what I'm saying is that most people that they compare him with did way more in a shorter period of time. That's all I'm saying. I will say it again, and
And they ain't had no load management.
I will say this: LeBron James is the Emmitt Smith of the NBA. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. He wish he
That's
was
just
Barry
me.
Sanders.
Exactly. He's just
Boy.
the Emmitt Smith of the NBA.
Peasy,
he got
you
his
know
numbers
it.
from
Don't be
longevity.
like that. You know he's
It's
no
all
Barry
good.
rushing
Sanders.
leader.
Come on,
And,
son.
Huh?
and let me ask you a
All-time rushing
question.
leader.
Let
Yeah,
me ask
but he
you a
got
question.
it because he played an extra 20 years.
Hold
Huh?
on. So that means that every record that's getting broken right now in college don't count because these guys got so many years of eligibility. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Sort of kind.
That's
Yeah.
their fault, or is that
No, I
college-
didn't. I did
Don't
not
say
it was their
that.
fault.
Don't say that in front of the Caitlin Clark fans.
Not saying it's not saying it's not their fault. I'm just saying that it took them a longer time to do that. Like they were healthier longer. I'm
But-
not saying it's just that
But are you taking into consideration everything else that comes along with how sports are played now compared to then?
Yeah, you can't beat people up no more.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly.
You can't pick and choose. You got to look at like the whole entire body of work. Like,
exactly.
It's
well, that's what he's saying in a nutshell. It's just they get more opportunity to do it.
Like you can't.
They
I
have more
can't be
opportunity
mad
to do
at them for that. That's just the way the game is played. Like if
right, they're playing in the rules that they have. Yeah.
You look at AI and his numbers. If AI played nowadays, look at like how many points he would score. Michael Jordan, look at how many points he would score. Like I know we could throw out the what ifs, but all you can do is
these youngsters think the opposite.
At the end of the day, all you can do is
they do.
like take it for the era in which they played in.
That
so everybody say Michael Jordan the GOAT, but he's not. Bill Russell is, or Wilt Chamberlain is, but nobody never respected him because of who they played against.
Well, I mean, like
you just break it down to generations. He's the best of his era. The GOAT of his era. That's the
I'm saying this record, they ain't gonna say this is the record of this era. They're gonna say this is the record. And so I'm kind of like, well, I'm torn because, like I said, if it was done in 16 games, I could respect it the same. But at the same time, like I said earlier, he may do it on less carry. And I do love a per carry average that's a little bit
better. A big deal.
That is a big deal. The fact that he got less touches and still might break the record, even though it took 17 games. So had he got the same amount of carries, perhaps in less games, because he took himself out of games early on this season already.
Yeah, so he takes himself out all the time.
But at the same time, I'm like, dang, 17 games versus 16 games is what you're going to focus on. But honestly, he only had 345 carries, and I think Eric's had 379 or 370. It's like 30 something carries more. So if he breaks the record with less than 30 carries,
you still got to give him credit for what he did.
Yeah, so
that's good carry management.
Yeah,
for sure,
it is. So it's a tough one. And I know
it's
Eric
a lot
don't want to see it get broken. That's what's so bad. Eric, like, man, I don't want my record to get broken. He said, but
he's gonna be out here like Gastineau.
But
give my record back.
But he got another one.
That's why
he said if this one get broken, he said, I know my rookie record won't get broken because you only get 1 year to try it. And so if you didn't get it, you missed it. So he'll at least get a pass away, hopefully, without that. He is, but it's keeping his name relevant because outside of these records, he was a great running back. But outside of these records, will we really be talking about Eric Dickerson at all?
No, we would not.
No.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
exactly. That's what I told somebody earlier today. Is that's the reason why they doing that, because they got to keep his name in the books. It's like his name is going to be there as a second person. If somebody breaks it, they're going to be like, yeah, he holds it for 30 years. He's been holding it for 30 years. Like, you understand how long he gets to say that? Like, as he goes with conversation with people and things of that nature. And now somebody comes in, beats that. He going to be like, yeah, I had it, but somebody else broke it. And then it's kind of like, I guess the ego of doing something great goes down. You know what I'm saying? So therefore he can't hold on to that. But I don't even know how old he is now. So he's like 60 something years old.
He way more than 50, boy. What's wrong with you?
I will hope, because we in our 40s. What you talking about?
He's like 60. Yeah.
He might be in his
Yeah, so that's therefore, like, he has a different mindset than what we have, than a lot of younger people have these days. A lot of people be like, yeah, Saquon deserves it, but he's an older guy. He don't want he played in a very aggressive time period. He don't want nobody to touch nothing that he has. Yo, we all good anyway. Everybody made their predictions anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out so we can go ahead and bounce out anyway.
Nate predicting the law.
He wants it, for sure.
But y'all gonna win though, because the Eagles ain't gonna play nobody.
And we still gonna lose.
Actually, we still got seeding hopes. Because if Minnesota beats the Lions, it's 3. We'll see how that works out, but all 3 of us have the same record. So it looked like maybe Minnesota might get it. But
Bet. All right, fam. This is our end of our week 17 going into week 18's era of Who Runs the NFC East. This is actually our New Year's Eve special episode, so everybody be safe during New Year's Eve. We'll holler at y'all next week in another year of 2025. Like I said before, always keep God first. We'll holler at y'all next week.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Peace.
Peace.
Be blessed.